Whether you're still rocking your trusty Xbox One or you're on a Series X, there are several titles that are easy to overlook but definitely worth playing and checking out. Today we're going to highlight titles that touch on style, nostalgia, and they're just awesome all around. Here are some must-play Xbox games in 2025. Can we talk about a game that's half blockbuster, half mind-bender? That's Quantum Break for you. Remedy Entertainment fused a time travel action adventure game with a live action TV show, which is some pretty wild stuff, but in the process created a storytelling mashup that's all original. Released almost 10 years ago and still looks good to this day, you play as Jack Joyce, a dude with time related abilities where you can spike enemies with cool powers and freeze time like a pro, all the while having an episodic drama that threads your actions together. Some folks wish for more boss encounters, which is totally understandable and definitely a missed opportunity, but that can be forgiven since the action feels so great and smooth like butter. The pacing is tight, the visuals pop, and the narrative, while done in a very unique and strange way, still feels fresh in 2025. This game is perfect for those craving that cinematic flair in that gameplay, all the while having a fun experience from beginning to end. Time matters, and this game makes every second count. Think Insomniac, but with an extra dose of caffeine, and you got Sunset Overdrive. This open world gem busts at the seams with neopunk vibes, humor, and traversal that kinda reminds you of Tony Hawk. Sunset Overdrive had tons of potential and was another unique Xbox experience. To be honest with you, it could have been a huge franchise. I mean, ain't too many games allow you to grind rails, bounce off walls, all the while having a crazy array of weapons like an exploding teddy bear. And in that way, it does remind me a little bit of Borderlands. Most folks praise how colorfully chaotic and lively the game feels, especially when compared with modern titles. And coming in at roughly 20 hours plus expansion and with a dynamic soundtrack that matches your every move, Sunset Overdrive is the perfect game when you want some vibrant fun, even a decade after release. Ever wondered what would happen if Gears of War met XCOM but with just less grinding? Maybe just a little. That's Gears Tactics, a fast-paced turn-based tactical game set in the Gears of War universe. The campaign focuses on Gabriel Diaz, father of Kate Diaz, as he tries to track down a locust scientist named Ukon, who is very dangerous. The game starts off strong, but some have argued that it could become a little repetitive at times. However, the gameplay is super solid and not as rigid as XCOM, and in my opinion, it forces players to be more aggressive or offensively focused, allowing it to be a great entry for those not used to these type of tactical games. It does feature some interesting boss battles from familiar faces and enemy types, and the presentation, sound, big explosions, and the ability to chainsaw fools like old buddy from Scarface makes it fit in with the Gears of War style. If you're craving a tactical challenge but still want the Gears aesthetics, bayonets included, this is definitely your jam.
Time to ruin your day. Got one.
Halo 5? Yes. Now this is probably the most divisive game on this list, and while some call Halo 5's campaign a misstep, the gameplay still goes hard, and for a game that's 10 years old, you can make an argument that Halo 5 looks better than Halo Infinite, which is nuts. Honestly, if Halo 5 was released today, no one would say the game looks dated, so it's for sure a technical marvel. Also, with rumors of Halo coming to other consoles, which will probably be in the form of the Master Chief Collection, I seriously doubt Halo 5 will ever be ported. So as of now, the only way to play Halo 5 is on an Xbox console, minus playing it over the cloud. While the campaign may raise a few eyebrows given the messy story and multiplayer matches can be a challenge to find, there's no doubt the game does have some fun moment-to-moment thrills. If you've never played Halo 5 and just got your hand on an Xbox, be it an Xbox One or Series Edition, I think it's worth downloading and checking out. Hey, at least it's a visually stunning game. Can't go wrong with that. turn back the clock, time travel style, and revisit a 360 era JRPG royalty. Lost Odyssey is a 100+ hour epic where you play as a dude named Kaim, who's been walking the earth for a whole 1,000 years. The man has seen empires rise and fall and rise again, but his memory is so busted, he's walking around on factory reset mode trying to piece things together. The gameplay does remind me a little of Clear Obscure Expedition 33, or rather you can say Clear Obscure Expedition 33 was influenced by Lost Odyssey, and the story is beautifully written and emotionally deep. Honestly, I think it's pretty underrated and another example of a game that had an initial good entry and could have been a huge franchise if it was given more time to cook. Some say the combat is a little clunky, but pure JRPG devotees call it a cult classic, with others saying it's one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. I say it's worth playing, and seriously, you'll have a hard time not getting emotional as you play through the entire story.
Hey!
Zombie apocalypse here, zombie apocalypse there, zombie apocalypse everywhere. Now, State of Decay 2 did have a bit of a rough launch, bit of a shaky launch, to say the least. And while the zombie apocalypse theme is a little overdone, State of Decay 2 nails the survival sandbox vibe, providing a fresh coat of paint on an otherwise oversaturated genre. Fun playing solo or with others, Sword 2 isn't just about looting busted houses for stale bread and locating duct tape for the 12th time. You also have to manage your base and your crew, trying your best to ensure they don't kick the bucket, as the game does feature permadeath. If your best character gets jumped by a feral, which is basically a zombie on 4 espresso shots, they could be gone for good. Done. And in that way, State of Decay 2 does a good job at keeping the tension up. Although some say the replayability is low after a few runs, most do praise how simplified the systems are, making the grind fun and not tedious. It's less zombie slaying power fantasy and more apocalyptic landlord simulator, where you're constantly looking for gas and other resources and managing the drama from your crew. Dicey raids, character injuries, and resource scarcity make each session pulse pounding and definitely worth checking out. Last but not least, Ryse, Son of Rome, another entry that was one and done. Visually, it's probably the best looking game from this generation, and it still holds up today. You play as Roman general Marius Titus, who is on a one-man mission for revenge because some barbarian dudes done mess with his family. At least that's how it seems. Combat is fairly simple. Press Y to chop this dude arm off, now press B to look cool while doing it. It's not that deep, and there's no complex RPG mechanics to get in the way, but it does get a little repetitive kinda quick. But if you embrace the repetition, something I never thought I would be saying, you can get through a short and entertaining story. Sure, it's linear, but that keeps the pacing tight. No open world bloat here. Perfect for a short binge where atmosphere steals the show and you want to turn your brain off for a few hours. It has that gratifying rhythmic feel with epic battles and ancient gladiator vibes, just all around fun. Are you not entertained? So there you have it. 7 Xbox games that still shine in 2025. From time-bending abilities to zombie thrillers, JRPG epics, or Roman glory, there's something for everyone on this list. Dust off your controllers and dive back into these classics, or discover them for the first time on your Series X or OG Xbox One. That's my list of must-play Xbox games in 2025, whether you're on Xbox One or Series X. Thanks for watching.